Good evening, I'm Scott Beadle with St. George News at 8. 5 Idaho men have filed a lawsuit against the Boy Scouts of America and the Mormon Church, alleging they were sexually abused as kids in the Boy Scouts. The men say both groups fraudulently presented the Boy Scouts as safe while knowing there were child molesters involved. The LDS Church released a statement saying, "We have only just learned about this legal action and will take time to understand it fully and to respond as appropriate." The Boy Scouts also released a statement saying the behavior in the allegations is, quote, abhorrent, and that the organization has worked to strengthen protection of youth in years since. In the lawsuit, all 5 men described being abused while camping or participating in other Boy Scout events in the late 60s. A motorcyclist is in the hospital after recovering after being hit by a pickup truck and dragged for several feet. Rick Wyman has the details.
A motorcycle turned in front of a truck Tuesday afternoon on Sunset Boulevard. The rider was taken to the hospital and the bike was wedged underneath the truck's rear wheel. St. George Police Sergeant Craig Harding has the details.
The motorcycle was westbound in the right-hand lane, apparently going a little fast, don't know exactly how fast, and a vehicle turned in front of the motorcycle. The motorcycle caught the passenger side of the truck and then was dragged some number of feet out of the roadway. The driver of the motorcycle has been transported for injuries. They don't appear to be life-threatening at this point. He was very vocal at the scene and appeared to have a leg injury. He was not wearing a helmet, and citations are pending the conclusion of the investigation.
As Harding said, the rider was not wearing a helmet. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Washington City Police are asking for the public's help in identifying a man suspected of theft. It happened March 17th around 7 a.m. in the parking lot of the Hart's Gas and Food convenience store on South Green Springs Drive. Police say some private property was stolen from that area. The suspect is described as a Hispanic male, possibly mid to late 20s. He was driving a late 90s to early 2000s model dark blue Ford F-150 pickup, pulling a white single-axle V-nose enclosed cargo trailer. Anyone with information should contact the Washington City Police at 435-634-5730. Dixie Elks Lodge 1743 handed out over $38,000 in scholarships to more than 24 students at their annual Youth Awards banquet Monday night. 26 students from 13 high schools throughout Washington and Kane counties, as well as Fredonia, Arizona, were honored with the Student of the Year Award. 1 boy and 1 girl from each high school is chosen by their teachers or counselors for that award. The students received a monetary gift as well as a certificate. In addition to the Student of the Year Awards, several students were also given scholarships ranging from $500 to over $4,000. In total, the Dixie Elks awarded $38,200 in scholarships. May is National Bike Month, but Sunset Elementary students and staff got a jump start last week, ending a decade-old rule that banned kids from riding their bikes to school. On April 25th, the school encouraged students to ride their bikes to school. A ban was created years ago for various reasons, including a child being hit by a car. The students went through proper bicycle safety training prior to the big day, and the school even installed 150 bike racks with help from the Bicycle Alliance and Ironman Foundation. There will also be Bike Month activities throughout St. George all month, including a bike night at George Fest this Friday. A bipartisan deal that appeared to be a compromise on Capitol Hill has led to animosity between Democrats and the White House. Meanwhile, the fight over health care reform is once again ramping up for lawmakers. Janae Norman is in Washington, tracking the latest.
Democrats didn't win. President Trump did by out-negotiating them. That's the message from Budget Director Mick Mulvaney about the bipartisan spending bill to keep the government funded through September.
They were desperate to make this administration look like we couldn't function, like we couldn't govern. And we know that a large part of their base, especially their left-wing base, wanted a shutdown and certainly didn't want them to cut a deal with us.
The more than $1 trillion spending measure doesn't include cuts to Planned Parenthood or sanctuary cities, nor does it include funding for the president's proposed border wall or the president's proposed cuts to agencies like the EPA. Still, Mulvaney insists Trump won.
The president delivered on his promises and got his priorities funded. They want you to think they won. What they don't want you to know is the American people won here because the president simply out-negotiated them.
We felt that it was a bipartisan negotiation. As I said, the leaders, Democrat and Republican, House and Senate, work well together, and why ruin that?
And the fixation on scoring a Trump victory isn't over.
How's health care coming, folks? How's it doing? All right, we're moving along.
The president hasn't gotten any major legislative win, but hopes to change that this week with a vote on the GOP's amended plan to repeal and replace Obamacare.
We're excited about this policy. We're making very good progress with our members, and our president has been instrumental in that.
Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers has your Southern Utah forecast coming up next.
The weather tonight is brought to you by Experamac. Experience Mac computers in a new way.
And welcome back, everyone. A good Tuesday evening to you. Saw a very nice photo come in from Sarah Rosemeyer. This is actually out at Arches National Park over in southeastern Utah. Seen some of those wave clouds out there. At least it looks like a tidal wave in the sky, as a few clouds have passed by from time to time, but really just seeing lots of sunshine here in southern Utah, with warm temperatures expected for not only today, but really through the rest of the work week as well. And looks like dry weather continuing too. Here's a look at our high temperatures from today. We made it back into the mid to upper 80s from Hurricane, 85 degrees late this afternoon, 88 degrees, the high in St. George, 59 degrees over in Enterprise, though still a little cool on that side of the valley, 73 degrees the high temperature today in Cedar City, still in the 90s though down in Nevada, 92 degrees in Mesquite and 92 degrees in Vegas late this afternoon. And that warm weather in Vegas and in Mesquite is getting into our area here the next couple of days. We'll see high temperatures in St. George and much of southern Utah in the low 90s for highs as we head to not only tomorrow, but really into Thursday and Friday as well. So mostly sunny skies, again breezy, and another hot day as we get into your Wednesday afternoon. We'll keep that sunshine and hot weather going through Thursday too, and really more of the same as you get to the end of the work week. By the weekend, may see temperatures cool off a little bit, but again looking like highs stay in the low 90s here the next several days. So for Cedar City, then on your Wednesday, we start out near 40 with mostly clear skies around 7 o'clock in the morning, up to 73 for a high. As we head into the afternoon hours, again, north winds about 10 to 15 miles per hour. In St. George and southern Utah, temperatures start near 60, mainly clear skies around 7 o'clock in the morning for our Wednesday. And looking like highs reach about 87 degrees by the afternoon. Again, northeast winds about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Could see gusts a little bit higher than that during the day on our Wednesday. Surface map doesn't show much going on around the area, just high pressure controlling our weather. It puts very dry weather in our area, but also very warm and toasty weather too. Temperatures well above where they should be this time of year. And then high pressure off in the Pacific Ocean will actually strengthen here in the next couple of days, move inland and actually come into California, and just going to keep the hot and humid, hot and dry weather in our forecast here the next several days. For tonight though, back to 37 Cedar City. Again, mostly clear skies out there. 55 degrees the low in Hurricane, 58 degrees St. George, 61 in Mesquite. Your high temperatures as we head into tomorrow then, basically around the Cedar City area, again seeing temperatures into the low to mid 70s. 75 degrees over Newcastle, 73 degrees of high temperature Cedar City. Pleasant with lots of sunshine. Again, winds out of the northeast or about the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. As we head to southern Utah then, St. George area, we're seeing again high temperatures mid to upper 80s, but again 90s down to our south. 92 degrees Mesquite for the high. Littlefield 92 degrees as well. 87 the high for St. George. 86 Hurricane. And we're seeing actually temperatures stay in the low to mid 80s with breezy conditions and lots of sunshine in the forecast. Now your 7-day forecast for Cedar City, temperatures close to 80 by Thursday, 82 degrees the high by Friday. We do cool back off early next week though with a few showers by Monday. Highs in Cedar City back to low 60s. Now around St. George and southern Utah into the 90s for Thursday and Friday, low 90s in most areas. We'll see that hot weather continue into the weekend too. Temperatures reaching about 88 on Saturday. And could see a shower come in on Sunday. Temperatures drop back into the 70s and more chances of rain early next week with highs by then into the low 70s on Monday and Tuesday.
Got a little bit of a roller coaster going on there.
Yeah, definitely going to enjoy the warm weather here the next couple of days, but I think we're finally going to get some rain chances next week, and that will actually cool our temperatures back to where they should be for this time of year.
All right, thanks, Chris. Up next, the players become the game. It's a life-size foosball table when we come back. The players become the pieces in Virginia. Folks in Charlottesville taking part in the 3rd annual Human Foosball Tournament. More than 100 people got to play in this one, and it looks like a lot of fun.
Looks like a good time out there. That's for sure.
Thanks for watching.
Hope you have a great night.